There are more than 115 million citizens and residents in Egypt. To most of them, bread is a fundamental part of their daily diet. The North African country imports some 11 million metric tons of wheat every year. The Russian-Ukrainian crisis created a panic in Egypt's grain supply. But while Moscow pulling out from the UN Black Sea grain should have had a bigger impact, Cairo managed to cushion the shock to its wheat supply.
This is a conflict between two of the world's biggest wheat exporters. After the grain crisis was somewhat resolved with the UN's Black Sea grain deal, the world is facing a bigger crisis because it has not been renewed. Egypt still needs the same volumes of wheat. However, we've not been impacted as much this time because we've turned to new countries like Bulgaria, Romania, India, Argentina, France, and Germany.
Egypt keeps 3 to 9 months of wheat reserves, which allow the government to stay ahead of turbulence in the world grain market. Recently, the Ministry of Supply changed the composition of the flour used for subsidized bread, as STEP experts estimate will save some 2 million tons of imported wheat. Moreover, the government placed stricter regulations to minimize leakage in the subsidized bread supply system.
I don't have a ration card. Still, I always manage to buy subsidized bread. Nowadays, I can't. The only way is to ask a neighbor for their card to get that bread, which means they won't get it. Even in the regular markets, the prices of a pack of wheat went up and it's not always available as it used to be.
But while the government managed to maintain a steady supply of subsidized bread, some of those who don't have access to ration cards have been struggling. A global surge in wheat prices coupled with a weaker Egyptian pound has driven up the price of bread.
The loaf of bread is now smaller in size and more expensive. I only buy from the private bakeries. I pay $1 for 20 pieces of bread, and that's about double the regular prices a couple of years ago. My family can afford that, but I know a lot of people who can't.
When the global supply of wheat was under stress, Egypt faced a 20 to 30% shortage in the imported grain it needed. To avoid that in the coming years, the Ministry of Agriculture is currently pursuing a national plan to expand the area of land cultivated with wheat, hoping to bridge this gap. Adel, Mahrouky, CGTN, Cairo.